So for a lot of us who are going through quarantine right now, I mean, we will take anything that's going to help us get through the day. And most of that's ordering stuff online. So I had a bunch of stuff I had ordered, but I hadn't ordered it all at the same time. But of course, with the post office being the way it is right now, some things take longer to arrive than others. And it just turns out that today I got a bunch of stuff all at the same time. So I figured, unboxings are popular on YouTube, so let's do one. Now, there's not going to be any surprises. I mean, I ordered all this stuff. I know what's in the boxes, but I did want to take a moment to talk about different things about these items that I've ordered, and we'll do that as I open all the boxes. Okay, so this one is from Deva by Cami, and here's a little bit of a story time about this package. Many years ago, I had a roommate who had a shirt that was made by a company called Deva Lifewear. It was a thick cotton shirt. It was like really comfortable. It had an interesting design to it, and I borrowed that shirt from him, and I really fell in love with it. It was very soft, very comfortable, but also very durable. And I wore it for a while, and unfortunately my roommate figured out that if he didn't step in right away, he was going to lose that shirt, so he took the shirt back. And of course I missed that shirt, and I wanted to get one of my own, but at the time I couldn't really afford it. I mean, not that they're really that expensive, but I was working fast food going to college. I didn't have a whole lot of discretionary income. In fact, I didn't have any. So I couldn't really afford to buy it. But of course, as time goes on and I got better jobs and then promotions and then decided, I wanted to get a shirt of my own. Unfortunately, Deva Lifewear, after 30 years, went out of business. But they said that one of their seamstresses by the name of Cami had bought the rights to all the patterns, and she was going to open up her own shop and make the same clothing. The reason why Deva Lifewear closed was because they couldn't get what they called Deva cloth, which was this strong cotton cloth. Their manufacturers, they just couldn't get it anymore, and so they closed up shop. So of course the first thing I thought was, well, how's Cami going to get this cloth if Deva Lifewear couldn't get it? And I was, of course, waiting to find out when she was going to open up her shop, and I waited and continued to wait, and it looked like after a while that no, she's not going to open up. And so I just kind of forgot about it. Well, with everything going on with coronavirus, I had been thinking about a lot of things in my past that I wanted to revisit. And of course, that's one of the reasons why I started taking up the guitar again. But it was also, I started to think, did Cami ever open her shop? And I went online, and apparently she did. And so she has started making Deva Lifewear again. And so I decided to get the shirts. But of course, I don't know for sure if she was able to get Deva cloth. And so I don't know if these shirts are going to be as good as the ones that I remember. So let's open this puppy up and see what we got here. So I ordered a few things. Bags. Okay. So of course these now have these new tags that say Deva by Cami. And this must be the black shirt. This was... Oh, and this does seem like the Deva cloth I remember. If it may be a little bit thinner, to be honest. It's not as thick as I remember. So we will definitely try that on. Now I always also wanted to get one of these in hunter green. He didn't have a hunter green shirt, my roommate, but I saw that they did hunter green, and I wanted to get one in that shade, in that color. And here it is. I'll be trying this on as well. Now, I also found out that they make pants. They make a gusseted crotch pant. And so I got that in black as well. Here it is. It's got front pockets, 2 button back pockets. It's got a tie in the front, but springy, and it's also made out of the Daver cloth, and it's gusseted, so it's very comfortable and flexible. And I thought I would get a pair of these also and try them out. Okay, now this box I got from Bully Pulpit Games. I ordered this through Kickstarter. Now, if you're not familiar with Kickstarter, it's a website where you can pay to help a company or an individual finance a project they're working on. And I'm very familiar with Bully Pulpit Games because one of my favorite games to play is called Fiasco. Here's the book for that. I've played this with friends many times. It's a great game where you're basically, through certain suggestions, you and your friends create a story. And there are all kinds of different stories that you can create. It's a lot of fun. If you're familiar with the Coen brothers, it's a lot of the stories turn out very much like Coen brothers movies. For some reason, a lot of the stories that I've created with my friends using this, they've all ended up with a fire for some reason. So basically what you do is you take on roles and of different characters in this story, and you kind of play them out. It's a really fun game to play if you have friends who are very creative, who do theater or are writers, which of course I have friends who do that. So when you play with those type of people, Fiasco is a really fun game to play. When I saw on Kickstarter that they were making a new version of it, that instead of using dice and paper, that they came up with a new game mechanic that uses cards, I was certainly interested in it. Supposedly this new version of Fiasco is easier to set up and play. So of course I was going to invest in the game and buy all the expansion card decks that were coming with it. Now of course with Kickstarter, you never know exactly when something is going to be completed. The best of the companies will keep you apprised of how manufacturing was going. Since a lot of stuff gets made in China, I figured this was going to get delayed for a while, but it turns out I got it today. So let's open this thing up and take a look at it. It's packing peanuts, the bane of everyone's existence. But oh, look at this. Here's a one double set of decks. There was 4 of them total. Oh, News Channel 6. I've played this expansion. So we've got News Channel 6 and Home Invasion. Here's another set of customizable decks. Regina's Wedding and the Beast of Sucker Creek. In the Weeds and the Hasty and the Hateful. Fiasco High and Camp Death. That sounds like a lot of fun. Last but certainly not least, let's put this box off to the side. But here we go. Here is the Fiasco box set. So the way this is set up is I'll be able to open up all of these sets and actually put them in this box. They're all supposed to fit. Go. There's the Fiasco rulebook. It gives us a little bit of a board here so we can do setup, which is pretty nice. And they've got, as you can see, they've got some play sets in here. This one's called Dragon Slayers. One is this is the engine deck, which I'm guessing that this is used to help create the story. Tales from Suburbia, this playset. And the Poppleton Mall. Now you're supposed to also be able to mix and match these decks You can play them straight, or you can mix and match cards, or even create your own to do your own stories, which sounds like an awful lot of fun. Hopefully one day we'll be able to sit around the table and play this version. Now this box is an order I had from eBay, and it is a book. Yep, here it is, nicely wrapped. And this book is titled "Are You Loathsome Tonight?" A collection of short stories by Poppy Z. Bright. And as you can see, it's a signed copy, signed by the author Peter Straub and Caitlin R. Kiernan. Now, Poppy Z. Bright is the pseudonym for Billy Martin, who wrote several novels, Lost Souls, wrote a lot of short stories. This is a collection of short stories. A lot of those books I read when I was younger and were a big influence to me as a writer. Now, of course, Billy, he doesn't write this type of story anymore, which is a shame. But I certainly understand that you can't predict how life goes, and you have life changes, and things don't just go on the way that they always did. But I'm really happy to have this book, because this is a series of short stories that I haven't had a chance to read yet, and of course getting a signed copy is pretty cool. It's a really nicely put together book, and I can't wait to dip into it. And finally, I have an order that I placed with the Magic Warehouse. So basically what I've been doing is I've been reevaluating my performing career, and I've started to narrow the type of stuff that I do. I'm going more into mentalism and bizarre magic. And so what I've been doing is I've been getting more material along those lines that I want to start adding to my act. And so now normally magic is supposed to be hush-hush, and we don't talk about props and things like that and things behind the scenes. Yeah, normally that's not a part of conversation. So let's try some clothes on. Okay, so here's a shirt pants combo. This is the Davis shirt, and as you can see, that this has like the Davis cloth that's got like a pebble texture to it, so you don't have to worry about wrinkles or anything. I mean, it's just kind of part of the aesthetic of the shirt, so you can just wad this thing up and throw it in a gym bag or whatever, and you got nothing to worry about. I like the pants too, because they got these really nice deep pockets, and they've got like the you can see they've got the button pockets in the back. So one thing is the cloth doesn't seem as soft as I remember it, but then again, it's I'm pretty sure that when I got my roommate's shirt that he'd been wearing it for a while and washing it, and just like a pair of jeans, it's the cloth starts out a little bit stiff, but then you wash it and you wear it, and it softens it up, just like a pair of jeans, which any guy who's ever broke in a pair of blue jeans just to have their girlfriend abscond with them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Wait a minute. About the shirt, did that make me the girlfriend in that situation? Oh dude, that ain't right. And here we go with the hunter green look. I really like this. It's very loose and very comfortable, very casual, but also, very durable. So I love it.